Hi, my name is Kristen Larson, and I'm a fourth year here at UF. Today I'm going to be teaching my friend Cassandra about the new nutrition facts label. After I'm done doing so, Cassandra, I will be asking you a few questions, and if you have questions while I'm going over it, feel free to ask. I have chosen two products to explain and to ask the questions about. The first one is the Ruffles chip bag, which has the new nutrition label on it. And the second one is Frosted Mini Wheats, which I will use to quiz Cassandra. So Cassandra, this new nutrition facts label looks like this. It still has the same classic look to it, so it's still recognizable as a nutrition label. However, there are a few changes that were made. So the serving size and servings per container were made a little bit larger, and they used a bolder type. Serving sizes have been updated in most products to reflect what people eat and drink in one sitting. It's not really a recommendation for how much you should eat, but how much they think people eat.
Huh. I always thought it was like recommended
serving. I know, me too.
That's so crazy.
Learn something. The nutrients required on the label include added sugars now. So if this one had added sugars, it would be under the total sugars. This can include syrups and honey, and should be less than 10% of your total daily calories. They also added vitamin D and potassium because I guess people were not getting enough of that in their daily diet. And then they took vitamins A and C off, so they're not required, but the company can put them on there if they choose to, since the deficiencies for those are very rare today. And then the added sugars are sugars that are added to the products, as it kind of sounds like. Mm-hmm. And then total sugars are added sugars plus the natural sugars from the product. So the label will include both.
Okay.
The footnote at the bottom reading % daily value shows how much a nutrient in a serving of food contributes to a total daily diet. 2,000 calories a day is used for general nutrition advice. That's just telling you that the % daily value is based off a 2,000 calorie diet for the average person. And then there are other things on here still, like total fat, saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, sodium, dietary fiber, protein, calcium, iron, and this one still has vitamin C on it. So now that I've taught you a little bit about the new nutrition label, I have a few questions for you. So if you want to look at the Mini Wheats box, you see this one has two columns, one for just the cereal and one for the cereal plus skim milk, because apparently people use skim milk more than regular milk or almond milk.
It's probably because it's healthier, so they're like, ooh, it's less calories, make it look more appealing.
Looks less bad.
Yeah.
So, does this label have added sugars, vitamin D, and potassium? If so, what are the percentages of each?
Added sugars are 12 grams or 24%. And then vitamin D is 0 mcg. I'm sorry, but I don't know what that means. Which also happens to be 0%. And what was the last one?
Potassium.
And it has 160 milligrams of potassium, which is 2% of the daily value. And that's all without milk. That's just the cereal.
Right. So then, what is the serving size based off of, and what is the serving size of this product?
The serving size is how much, I guess, the average person eats in one sitting. And the average serving size for this box is approximately 25 biscuits, and there are 11 servings per this container.
They're called biscuits?
Yeah. I'm afraid you're going to tell me this has like way too much fat and sugar because I love Mini Wheats, so I'm going to hate my breakfast from now on.
Obviously, that's what I've been eating. Okay, so how much potassium is in just the serving of the cereal? Of just cereal.
Oh, just cereal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the 160 milligrams.
What about with skim milk?
It is 440 milligrams, which is 10% of the daily value.
Does the skim milk make a big difference?
Yeah, so 160
Oh,
to
wow.
140 or 440. Yeah.
So like almost a 300 milligram difference.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So did you learn a little bit about the new nutrition label?
Yeah, I didn't realize that they changed the font size. I think that's kind of cool just to
Yeah, they also made calories way bigger. Because it used to
I
be like the same as everything else.
yeah, I feel like I noticed that one just like subconsciously before, like looking at labels like, wow, calories are bigger.
They really want you to know what the calorie count is.
Mhm. But yeah, I still think that's crazy about the serving size, which I feel like they should say the recommended serving size, because then I would feel a bit better about it as opposed to, oh, this is what most people eat. Because,
Not everyone eats what they should.
yeah, like if they polled people like AJ and myself for how much cereal we eat in one sitting, it's gonna be a lot.
Me
So,
too. And then also the ingredients, it's like pretty much the same. It's
mhm.
the highest in weight to the lowest in weight. So not necessarily the most used, because like in potato chips, obviously, most of it's going to be potatoes. But
Yeah.
that doesn't necessarily mean that like, I don't know, they didn't add a lot of sugar because
Mhm.
it's weight based instead of like amount added based.
That's cool. I guess that makes it easier so then people know where to look if they want to find something. So it's just the same across whatever product.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So thank you for letting me teach you about the nutrition facts label.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad I learned a few things. That's really cool.